What's up, YouTube? It is Grybot Gaming, and we are in week 7 of our Aimlab for Apex Legends training. And we are progressing in Aimlab. So, once again, looking at our scores, we're seeing an overall upwards trend, which is good. There's nothing huge, which you'd kind of expect. It's not like I'm going to just jump up 40 points out of nowhere. But there is some positive movement. So my flicking is now 41.2, which is a slight improvement over last week's 40.6. So, you know, making gains, be they small as they are. There are some flicking tests that I still do that are just kicking my butt, where I still miss a ton of shots. I don't know what it is, like tracing the routes and stuff like that between flicks. I'm just really bad at it. My actual transition between targets is not a straight line. I kind of do more like arcs than straight lines. Maybe that's part of my problem. I have no idea. But anyway, unfortunately, it doesn't give you that granular explanation on what your problems are. It just kind of tells you whether or not you're doing better. My tracking got a little better. My tracking is kind of consistently getting better. Not like huge amounts, but 1 point, which is more than I could say normally. Speed didn't improve, didn't change, so that's okay. Precision, same thing. It's pretty much the same. It's probably because I don't have a lot of tests that I do in my typical pre-game warm-up. And my cognition is actually up. I did end up keeping that one cognition test where you have to flick to the sphere that matches the one in the center. And as a result, looks like I went slightly up from the week before, although I'm still kind of down from my highest. So take it what it is. I actually have a slightly different audio interface now, so I'm kind of curious if I go back to those cognition and perception tests and I rerun them, I might be able to pull those marks up and kind of put myself into diamond. So that'd be cool. Something to consider. So that's how we're doing in Aimlab. Now let's look at how we are doing in Apex. I have staunched the bleeding, although it still kind of sucks. So looking at my average damage, we were way down last week, dropped like almost 25 points. This week we are back above 300, which is good. I mean, I did not expect to have my average damage drop that much. That said, everyone has less energy now, or less health, so I wonder if just average damage dropped across the board, because it takes less damage to kill people, and you die earlier. So the overall health pool in the game is lower. So that would probably mean that average damage is going to drop, I think. I don't know. That seems logical to me, or could just me be explaining away my terrible performance. And my kill death is actually somewhat in line with what it used to be. And the main thing is I pulled myself out of the nosedive where it seemed like I was going to be heading to 0.5 this week. I had a couple of really bad games in a row where my numbers were just hot garbage. I was going like 3-4 games without a kill. I was getting concerned my kill death was going to go down to 0.5. And I've had some friends who've been reporting their KD is actually dropping as well. It seems like everyone's having trouble adjusting to Season 6. This season seems to really, Season 6, like it really rewards hyper-aggressive players. And I think a lot of us aren't hyper-aggressive players. And as a result, we're actually kind of getting screwed over by the game. So if we bring it into the good old charts, you can see pretty flat in Aimlab. Not a lot to say there. All the gains have been kind of gradual, so you see some slight upticks in tracking and like a slight uptick in flicking. Everything else is kind of staying more or less flat. In the Apex average damage, it looks a little bit like a hockey stick because we went way down and then we kind of went up a bit. And then the kill death is kind of like a little valley as well. So pulled myself out of my Season 6 nosedive, and let's see if we can't get back to where we were before, and we'll see if our Aimlab kind of keeps ticking up and how all this stuff progresses together. Thank you once again for following me in this adventure to see whether or not this is worth it. I'm still on the fence. I'm not on the fence. I'm still pretty much in the camp that Aimlab definitely helps, and if you're a below average player, it's very useful. But anyway, as for always, thanks for watching.